You have a right to
Especially-
redress, okay?
Yes.
Now, when we started looking at this stuff, myself and I had a couple of friends, and I know lawyers have looked at it and said, clearly, in our minds, and in our opinion, okay, that it's a serious violation of your right to due process, your right to redress, and everything else.
Oh, I've had
and
other
it should
people
be
look at that.
and I know you have.
I've gone
had,
to civil rights attorneys
you've gone
down in
and
Hartford
they
and
all
New
say the
Haven.
same.
Every civil right, constitutional right.
However, that's talking about going to federal court.
Right, which is a very lengthy process.
Which is a lengthy process, and your child now is at...
Well, almost 17. So.
Which means that it would be...
He'll be 18 before we'll ever even get into the system.
It'll be, yeah, he'll be 18 by the time he gets in the system, and the court will just say, see you later, it's moved,
Right.
It doesn't matter now, he can do what he wants.
He can, but there's also the other principle that judges are breaking the law, that people don't, there's people that are just starting and don't know that.
Well, this is what our concern is with the family court.
Right.
That it seems that now over the period of our initial thing goes back probably 5 years. Our initial involvement and we managed to win. We managed to, with this particular case that was really horrific.
Right.
We, due to threats, I mean, and due to threats, they knew they were going to go. I had a situation where it would be an Oprah story. We pretty much figured we could get national news and stuff like that, and I think some of the individuals involved said they don't need that, so they reversed everything they had done to this woman.
Right.
They let her see her child, and everything went on, and things ironed out as far as the case goes. Right. But the violations of civil rights were unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, that's and it keeps happening, and that's
and then others that we saw kept happening, and then we read about yours.
Well, I mean, these people behave in such an odious fashion. I mean, the only important thing, of course, to me is my child.
Right.
It breaks my heart every second of every minute of every hour of every day.
That you don't see.
That I don't see him, and of course I can't help but think the worst. I mean, how can I wonder what he's thinking, what he's been told, and how can I ever fix that? But aside from that, just because of what this court keeps doing, you've been through it, I've been through it, others have been through it, I am going to follow up on the civil aspect of it, because somebody has to do something.
Somebody has to do something.
I am not going to let that lie.
Well, your rights have been all violated and stuff like that. That's what we believe and hope you do it. And we're looking at 2 other cases, okay, that we believe a class action should happen, as you know.
We may end up combining these.
I discussed that we think, and now we're going through another case. We're going through it, which seems to be totally different. I mean, it's like night and day. The situation that we're going through right now is it's a good process. Everybody's rights seem to be taken care of. It
depends who the players are.
I was just going to say,
there's certain players that you can find in the same.
It's like night and day. I mean, concerns on both sides. I was in the room when the judge told me, what he didn't want me to even lose any kind of rights. That I couldn't be this, but you're a witness, so you can be involved. But and he was concerned for mom's right. So ultimately, the best interest of the child,
I've seen
which
it
is the
sitting
key.
there,
Okay,
it is. That's what it should be.
And that's key. The key to all this, when we're talking about, is when you deal with the court, and it's a key phrase you're going to hear over the weeks that we do this, the best interest of the child. That is supposed to be what they're taking into consideration. Do they do it or don't? Totally depends on the court.
The court.
Okay, we don't see.
Well, it depends on sometimes which player is involved, which judge, which attorney, which guardian ad litem. I've sat in on, through the years, just sitting there waiting. You hear lots and lots of other cases going on, and and some of them are wonderful. They've made great decisions, really protected everybody's rights, tried to help the people if they've been trying to represent themselves. And if you do some investigations like I have and gotten transcripts from other cases, you will see the same names coming up over and over and over again. So
well,
it
there's
does make a
problem.
difference.
I think what we're saying, and we know that there are serious problem people in the courts, and we believe the Chief Justice knows. You know, and we believe she'll maybe do something about it if the courts are shaken up enough that they know who the problem people are, and the problem people have probably been there for a long time. They're probably political hacks that got appointed to things, and they're protected by family money and all things like every place else. Nepotism. There's all kinds of things that come into play in these things, and of course we're not concerned with any of that. And they say they don't. People get a little upset with that, but we really don't care. We want things to be a level playing field for everybody. And even in the situation, which was the one that I'm going through right now, is what was really good was the judge was very concerned, and he was concerned with everybody's rights, and knowing that the father in this particular case of the child is a real problem person in my mind, and is abusive. The judge was very protective of the individual's rights and stuff like that, which I saw was very, very good. Yeah. We happen to be on the because we have information on the side of the mother's situation, but we're really there. My same thing is it's the best interest of the child. Even I tried to explain to mommy that father's here and everything, but guess what? Our real concern is the baby's the best interest of your child. And if you're going to get mad at me, and I'm here, I'm involved in this because of the kid. And I've been before some, and like I've sat in and been before some that are just fabulous protecting everybody's rights. But in a situation like mine, and I'm not the only one, and of course it is the best interest of the child, that's what it's supposed to be. If a judge is not letting you testify and not allowing the everything in, we're not saying which is right and which is wrong, but if they're not hearing everything, then how can you determine what's the best interest? You can't make an appropriate decision. No, the information has to be presented before you. You have to, and you need the even playing field for that. That's the whole thing. If you've got a one-sided playing field, which we believe has happened in your case. I mean, I've done enough research and study, not to, and I'm not blowing smoke to you or anything else. I know you'll tell me how it is, what you think. Well, and I know that we did research on your stuff and read piles of paper and stuff like that, and could not fathom how you ended up in this situation. I mean, we think, and we told you right away, not right away, but that we felt federal court was the place to go. But and I had some other people look at it, and we said federal court. But again, it was like, but you're going to be tied up. And I had said by the time you even get there, you can file the papers, you can do all this, and said, guess what? He's going to be well. He's going to be even the amount of years for his age, and your son now is.
He'll be 17 in November.
He's going to be 17 this next month. Next month. So there is no way that you could get unless you got a lot of money.
Well, that's it.
If you had a ton of money,
no way to push it.
If you had a ton of money, and let's make sure we tell people that's right too. If you got a ton of money, you can
get whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want. You can make things happen overnight. Well, you can pay a lot of attorneys.
That's some of why I'm in this situation.
And else. Money determines, and you just can get things done faster. But you're talking a lot of money,
right?
And we don't have those kind of resources to do that. So we'd have to go through the standard process. How it would take time, wait for them,
right?
And of course, my associates and said, no, you got to. there's got to be another way. You got to find another way. This is going to be moot.